Very good morning, students. Today we are going to learn new topic, probability. So the definition of the probability is that the event is not certain to take place, or in other words, there is uncertainty about happening of an event in question. So that definition we can call it as a probability. So generally we will use in our daily life that probability, there is a chance of probability of raining today. So like that. That word is very commonly used in our daily life conversation. So let us see some basic terms in this probability. The first term is random experiment. Suppose if an experiment is repeated any number of times under some conditions and it is possible to count the total number of outcomes but not the individual. Means we cannot say the individual outcomes but we can say the total number of outcomes. That kind of experiment we are going to call it as a random experiment, but we will follow some conditions. Example, tossing a coin or rolling a die. Next. The second term is outcome. So the result, whatever the result that is coming from this random experiment, we are going to call it as outcome. Means these are the terms that we are going to use, outcome. So trial and event. Any particular performance, means if you are talking about for random experiment, any particular performance, that we are going to call it as a trial and event. For example, we are trialing an event of tossing a coin. That comes under trial and event. Next, we will talk about exhaustive events. Exhaustive events are nothing but total number of possible outcomes of a random experiment. We are going to call it as exhaustive event. Next, favorable events. The number of cases favorable to an event or a trial. For example, if I am asking tossing a coin, what is the probability of getting a head? That probability of getting a head will come under favorable event. Next, mutually exclusive event. If the happening of any event precludes the happening of other, we are going to call it as mutually exclusive event. It means that, for example, we are saying, let us suppose if we are tossing a coin, we are very sure that we are going to get a head. In the same way, the other people will think that we are going to get a chance of falling a tail. It means that, for example, if you watch a cricket match, during the toss, so the opposition and the person who is two opposition members, they will be throwing a coin. At that case, 100% there is 50-50 chances of getting a head as well as tail. That too comes under mutually exclusive events. Equally likely events also, if we are taking in terms of head and tail tossing one coin, so equally likely how much percentage of head will fall, the same percentage of tail also will fall. That comes under equally likely events. Next, let us talk about classical definition of the probability. So we know that probability of any event E is given as number of favorable outcomes by total number of outcomes. So there are some properties here. So every probability answer will be there in the range between 0 and 1. The sum of all the probability answers will be 1. If probability answer is 0, we are going to call it as an impossible event. Next, addition theorem. If let us suppose A and B are the two events, then probability of A union B can be given as probability of A plus probability of B minus probability of A intersection B. Next, let us see theorem 2. Let F be the sample space and A is an event in S, then probability of A bar is given as 1 minus probability of A. So next we will discuss about conditional probability. If A and B are two dependent events, then the condition of the probability of B then given by A occurs as probability of B by A is equals to probability of A intersection B by probability of A. If suppose A is occurring by B, then probability of A intersection B by probability of B. Next, let us see exercise 8.2. A family has two children. What is the probability that both children are girls, given that at least one of them is girl? So let us assume that G denotes girl and B denotes boy. G is going to denote girl and B denotes boy. So then sample space is given as sample space S is equals to, so two girls and one girl, one boy, one girl and two boys. So totally 4 outcomes we are going to get. So let A be the event of getting two girls and B be event of getting at least one girl. At least one of them is girl. So here A is equals to, so A is getting two girls, only one time is there. So N of A is equals to 1. Next B event. So it may be two girls, it may be one girl, one boy, or else one boy, one girl. So totally N of B, we are going to get it as 3 events. So we need to find out the probabilities of separately. So your probability of event A is given by N of A by N of total sample space. So that is 1 by 4. Next probability of B is N of B by N of S, which is 3 by 4. So let us see N of A intersection B. Yes, there is one common element. So N of A intersection B. So first let us see A intersection B. So we are going to get only one element, that is girls, both are girls. So N of A intersection B. If I take N of A intersection B means how many are there? Only one event is occurring. Therefore, he is asking probability of A intersection B, that is N of A intersection B by N of S, that is 1 by 4. So therefore, conditional probability of A by B is given as probability of A intersection B by probability of B. So probability of A intersection B is 1 by 4, probability of B is 3 by 4. So 4 gets cancelled. So the probability of A by B is 1 by 3. So if next exercise 8.2 second question, a die is thrown twice, sum of observations is to be 6. What is the conditional probability that number 4 is appeared at least once? So if a die is thrown twice, a die is thrown twice. So the number of sample space is given as 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, up to 1, 6. Next 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6. 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, and 3, 6. 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, and 4, 6. 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6. So 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, and 6, 6. So these are the total N of S. So N of S is equal to, totally we are going to get 36 possible outcomes. So first let A be the event of sum is 6. So let us identify what are the possible events for A to get sum as 6. So here if you observe 2, 4 is 6. So 4, 2 also 6. Next 3, 3 is 6. 5, 1 is 6, and 1, 5 is 6. So these are the possible. Therefore, N of A, number of, so probability of A is equal to N of A by N of S, that is 5 by 36. Next, this is about event A, which is 5 by 36. So let me write here A event is 5 by 36. Next, let B be event of appearing 4. So 4 number appearing on any of the dice. So on any throw. Means either on the first throw if 4 is appearing, or either on the second throw 4 is appearing. So let us see the possible outcomes of the B. So they are 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, and 6, 4. Next it may be 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, and 4, 6. So these many outcomes we are going to get. So let us do A intersection B. If we are performing A intersection B, if we observe from A and B, so in this our A observation is very clear that sum should be 6. So in this the sum 6 will be for two numbers, that is 2, 4, and the second one is 4, 2. So n of A intersection B. So totally we are going to get 2. So probability of A intersection B is nothing but n of A intersection B by n of S, that is 2 by 36. So next we need to find out the conditional probability. So that is probability of B by A we need to find out, that is probability of A intersection B by probability of A. Why we are finding probability of B by A in the sense, first of all it's taking that sum of observations which should be 6, based on this condition only we need to do. So definitely we need to go with B by A. If it is given as A by B, then the condition will change here. So probability of A intersection B is 2 by 36 divided by probability of A, we got the answer as 5 by 36. So 36 gets cancelled. So the conditional probability answer is 2 by 5. Third question, exercise 8.2, third question. An unbiased dice is thrown twice. So let A be the event on the first throw is odd number. So on the first throw, all odd numbers should be there. On the second throw, all odd numbers will be there. So event A is first throw odd numbers, event B is second throw odd numbers. We need to find out A and B are dependent or not. So now to check A and B are dependent, we need to find out probability of A intersection B must be equal to probability of A answer into probability of B answer. So this is the condition for proving that two events are dependent. Probability of A intersection B answer must be equal to probability of A into probability of B. So let us find out this. So since we are throwing the dice as twice, dice is thrown twice. So sample space, we are going to get totally 36 outcomes, that is 1, 1, 1, 5, and 1, 6. So 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, 6, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, and 3, 6. 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 4, 6. 5, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, 6. 6, 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, and 6, 6. So this is the total sample space. So in this first event, so here A is event of getting odd number on first throw. So that is A event is given as, here on the first throw 1, 3, 5. So this total row and third row and fifth row. So that is 1, 1, 1, 2, so on up to 1, 6. Next 3, 1, 3, 2, so on up to 3, 6. 5, 1, 5, 2, so on up to 5, 6. So totally here 6 we are going to get 6, 6. So 6 3 is 18. So number of A is equals to 18. So probability of A is n of A by n of S. So number of sample space is 36. here we need to write number of sample space is 36. Why? Because totally there are 36 outcomes. So here it is 1 by 2. N of A, probability of A event, I am getting it as 1 by 2. Next, let us take the B event. Let B be an event on second throw is odd number. So on second throw we are going to get the odd number. So if you observe here, second throw odd number. So that is 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 1, and 6, 1. So similarly we are going to get 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 3, and 6, 3. If you observe the second event, all are odd numbers. And here it is 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, 4, 5, 5, 5, and 6, 5. So totally 6 plus 6 plus 6, we are going to get 18 events. So N of B is equals to 18. So probability of B is given by N of B by N of S, that is 18 by 36, which is 1 by 2. So we need to find out next A intersection B to check whether they are dependent or not. A intersection B. If I observe set A and B, the common elements for me are 1, 1, 1, 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 1, 5, 3, 5, 5. So these are the possible A intersection B elements. So N of A intersection B is equals to 9. Total 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. So probability of A intersection B is N of A intersection B by N of S, that is 9 by 36, which is 1 by 4. So now in order to check whether A and B are dependent events or not, so our condition is, first let me find out probability of A intersection B. I got the answer as 1 by 4. Just now I have done. So probability of A into probability of B, that is 1 by 2 into 1 by 2. I got the answer as 1 by 4. Previously I have done probability of A, which is 1 by 2. Probability of B is also 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into 1 by 2 is 1 by 4. Therefore, probability of A intersection B is equals to probability of A into probability of B. Therefore, A and B are dependent events.